Well, hello there, people of the internet, and hello again. I am TheMBmulti. Welcome back to Doki Doki Outcast. In the previous episodes, we had the festival preparations with Yuri and the discussion afterwards with Sayori about the whole ordeal. It's very nice to see that Sayori isn't acting the way she did in the vanilla game. That doesn't mean to say that she doesn't have depression in this mod. I don't know, because you never know with Sayori, but at least we're not really, she hasn't given us any reason to worry about her just yet. Also, Yuri didn't stick my finger in her mouth this time, so that's nice. We did get paint on her though, and we had a tense moment between us. Alright, so now we, and after that we finished Act 1. So now we are on Act 2, the festival. So this is all uncharted territory, of course, because, in the vanilla game, this is where we find Sayori dead. And then the game resets and then Yuri starts to act weird. But Monica isn't self-aware in this mod, so everything should be alright. Although we do have the festival to worry about. So, and every time I've played, there has been a festival in one of these mods. It has either gone very badly or it went alright, but we didn't get any new members in the end. So I do wonder if it's going to be a successful festival this time around. So let's go. Yeah, there it is. Alright, I turn off my alarm clock. This is Ohio Sayori, but then a remix version of Ohio Sayori. A lot more piano in this one. Is this called Ohio Monica or something? This is, yeah, that's weird. Like it's a remix version. But yeah, it's essentially only a piano cover of Ohio Sayori. Huh. It's the day of the festival. I get out of bed and check my phone for any messages. There's one from Yuri. Good morning, Mark. Please make sure not to forget anything. I'll see you at the festival. I nod to myself and head to my bathroom to shower. Once I finish, I get dressed into my school uniform. I grab my piano bag. I said piano bag because I hear the piano solo. I grab my school bag, rather, along with the decorations and head downstairs. Wow, that was an abrupt ending as well. And then it just loops again. There will be plenty of food at the festival, so I decide to have a light breakfast. I quickly make a bowl of cereal. After I finish, I brush my teeth and head out the door. That's incorrect. You should brush your teeth first before eating. I know it sounds gross because then your food will taste like toothpaste, but that is the correct way to do it. If you want to brush your teeth in the morning, then you have to do it before you eat anything. And if you brush your teeth in the evening, you have to do it like a certain amount of time after you finished your last meal. Because I don't remember exactly, but I believe it was something along the lines of if you first eat and then brush, you sort of like rub the what's it called, the food bits into your teeth instead of coating your teeth in a protective layer first with your toothpaste and then eating. So that's incorrect, MC. You should do it the other way around. I make my commute to school. I'm making sure to carry all of the supplies carefully, especially the poster. It took the most amount of time to make, and I don't want anything to happen to it. All of a sudden I hear Sayori calling out to me. Hey, wait up for me! I patiently wait for Sayori to catch up. Sayori is taking it a little slower this time since she is carrying a tray of cupcakes. She finally manages to catch up. Hi, Mark! So how are you this morning? I could ask you the same thing, Sayori. I'm good. I have all the cupcakes Satsuki and I made for the festival. Sayori shows me the cupcake tray. They smell so yummy. Yeah, they do smell good. I want one so badly. You can have one at the festival. If you eat one now, Natsuki will somehow blame me. It's best if we wait. Yeah, you're right. We should start walking. We continue walking to school. We arrive just in time to start setting things up. We enter the club room. Hey guys, come in. We're just preparing for the event. Go ahead and set up any decorations you have. Will do, thanks. Everyone is getting ready for the event. Monika's setting out the pamphlets that she and Sayori made on each of the desks. Natsuki and Sayori start putting cupcakes on desks, accompanied by a napkin. Yuri's sweeping the floor and picking up anything that can be disposed of. I walk over to her with the decorations. Hey Yuri! Hi Mark! I see you brought all the decorations. Of course. We should go ahead and finish the banner then. Oh, should we go ahead and finish the banner then? Yes, that would be great. Alright, let me grab the paint. Oh no! What's wrong, Mark? I actually meant to put the paint in my backpack so we could finish, but I left it at home. I'm really sorry, Yuri. No need to fret. We can just borrow some paint from the art room. That's a great idea. That's a great idea! Let the blind girl steer the giant airship. I look behind me and find Monika helping Sayori. Hey Monika. Yeah, what's up? Yuri and I need to finish the banner, so we're going to grab some supplies from the art room. Alright, just make it quick. We'll be sharing poems very soon. Understood. Let's go, Yuri. We both walk out into the hallway. Where was the art class? I think it's on the first floor. Alright, let's go. We resume our work to walk to the first floor. Oh yes, much exquisite art room. Isn't this the same art room where Monika had... No, it's a different art room. I believe that was Encore, where I was together with Monika in the art room and then she had like a sort of a lustful look in her eyes. But then we got interrupted before Monika could do anything about it. But I believe that's a different room than this one. We enter the class and go to the back of the room where the closet is located. I hope what we need is in there. Surely they must have black paint or something for... We only need to do the lettering, right? Hey, this is Natsuki's closet. What are we doing here? I start rummaging through various containers to find the supplies. Oh, there we go. I look on the top shelf and find a container with paint and brushes. Do we need anything else? I think we're good. Alright, let's head back then. We'll be performing soon. Right. I start walking back, but notice shortly after that Yuri hasn't moved. Yuri? Is something wrong? Oh, she's nervous? Yuri's fumbling with her words. It's her nervous side that I haven't witnessed in a while. I'm not sure if I'm ready to perform. I'm scared. What are you afraid of? You'll do great, Yuri. When we all reviewed poems with each other in front of the club, you were amazing. Why are you convinced you won't do well? It was a lot easier since it was just you and my friends, but I have a feeling that I'll somehow mess up, and everyone will laugh at me. Yuri, I'm telling you right now, you'll do wonderful. You just have to believe in yourself. You really think so? I know so. After all, the performance won't be that long to begin with. Just take a deep breath, relax, and you'll be fine. Okay. That makes me feel a little more confident. Good, now let's head back. We have some work to do. You're right. That banner won't finish itself. We make it back to the club and finish the banner. While we wait for it to dry, we set out the candles and put up the window curtains. Yuri and I are in awe at how well it looks. It looks great. I couldn't agree more. It's all thanks to your creativity, Yuri. Yuri looks away blushing. Oh, stop. You're too nice to me, Mark. I'm serious, it looks really good. Don't forget that you were a big contributor to the decorations. Monika comes over to look at the decorations. Hey guys, those decorations look wonderful. Well done, you two. Thank you, Monika. I'm glad they turned out as good as they did. Absolutely. Well, be prepared because the festival's about to begin. Monika walks off to set up a few more things before our event starts. Are you ready, Yuri? Aye, cat. Okay, I'm sorry. As ready as I'll ever be. Oh, come on, please reveal what the quote is on the poster. I've been wanting to know since the very first time I played the original game. I want to know what you came up with. The festival finally begins, and to our surprise we already have a few students walk in. As they come into the club room, Monika and Sayori introduce themselves and discuss the club. Natsuki's serving our cupcakes to the guests. I can tell they're enjoying them. Yuri's standing by the front, nodding to those who are enter. Who enter? I have a feeling she's nervously anticipating her turn to share poems. Just one poem, right? Like, she doesn't have to do multiple. A few minutes pass and the room is almost full. Monika then calls out to everyone for an announcement. Okay, everyone! If everyone could please find a seat so that we can may begin? Everyone takes a seat. Monika motions for all the members to come up to the front. Hello, everyone! Thank you for taking the time to come to our literature club event. We're happy to have you. Everyone claps. We're going to go ahead and start up with introductions. My name is Monika. I'm the club president. Monika receives a big round of applause. Well, yeah, she is the most popular girl in school after all. She then motions for me to introduce myself. Hello, hi, my name is Mark. I recently joined the club and I really enjoy my time here. I hope you guys will consider it. I receive a round of applause. Next is Natsuki. Hello, I'm Natsuki. I enjoy reading manga and I made the cupcakes. I hope you guys enjoy. Just like Monika and I, Natsuki also receives a round of applause. Oh, please tell me that they're actually going to applaud for Yuri as well. I have a feeling they're magically not going to do it somehow. Hi everybody, my name is Sayori. I'm the vice president and co-founder of the literature club. I also really like cupcakes. The crowd laughs and Sayori receives a round of applause as well. Everyone's eyes land on Yuri. It's silent for a moment. Yuri finally says something. Hi everyone, my name is Yuri. Everyone is looking at her in confusion. I enjoy reading and writing. I think the club is really fun. Yuri finishes speaking and there's a moment of silence. I look in the back of the class and see a few students mutter something to each other. She receives a rather poor round of applause. It wasn't terrible, just not as enthusiastic compared to the other girls. Monika tries to save the situation. Thank you for your intro, Yuri. Triple dot. Let's move on. Never mind. Let's just ignore that. I mean, that's not what Monika meant, but it kind of came off that way. He's like, all right, ignore her. Look at us, yay. She didn't mean it that way, but it kind of, that's the first thing my mind went to. We're now going to have a poetry performance, starting with yours truly. The poem I'll be reading is called The Way They Fly. Everyone has their eyes on Monika. Monika begins reciting her poem. Just like our previous recitation, Monika's confident voice fills the room. The poem has an inflection to it. She has the right tone and emotion to bring the words to life. Within no time, she finishes and receives a round of applause. Monika bows. Thank you, everyone. Let's have Marco next. I take a step forward and clear my throat. This poem is called My Dream. I begin reciting my poem. It begins a bit slow, but I eventually find a good rhythm. I stumble on my words here and there, but I finish before I know it. I receive a round of applause and bow to the audience. Thank you, Mark. So Yuri, would you like to go next? Okay. This poem is called My Meadow. Sayori begins her poem. Her soft yet cheerful voice perfectly matches the poem she recites. It's very calm and relaxing, but Sayori delivers it with plenty of emotion. Sayori finishes and we applaud. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Sayori. You're up. Oh, Yuri's actually last as well. You're up next, Natsuki. Natsuki takes a step forward. This poem is called Jump. Natsuki begins reciting her poem. She's doing surprisingly well. Even her sour attitude is almost non-existent. Her poem has a good rhythm to it, and the words bounce up and down, giving it a life of its own. Well, if the poem is called Jump, that would make sense. Natsuki finishes and the audience applauds. I can tell that we all have improved since we practiced. Thanks, Natsuki. That leaves just you, Yuri. Yeah, make her go last. And also say it like that. That's definitely not going to put the pressure on. Yuri takes a step forward, poem in hand. Her hands are shaking. She takes a deep breath. This poem is called... It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's trying to recite her poem, but she can't seem to get the words out. I glance at the crowd. Some of the students are noticeably getting frustrated and bored. I even caught one student looking at his watch. Even the girls are looking a bit worried. All of a sudden, a student in the crowd speaks up. What's the hold up? I have other events to attend. Are you just going to stand there and waste our time or what? Yuri looks in our direction. I'm sorry. Oh, sobbing. Yuri storms out of the class. The room is quiet. Me and the girls stand there motionless. Well, this is quite a club, huh? Oh, that says. I thought it was Sayuri for a second. I thought Sayuri said that one. Well, it's kind of some kind of club, huh? Why is she even in this club if she can't recite a poem? I'm angered at this point. Hey, why don't you leave her alone? She's just shy, alright? Why don't you show some goddamn respect? Okay, I'll show some respect. He replies in a very condescending way, which angers me even more. The class starts giggling with him. I set my poem on a nearby desk. Oh, am I going to punch him? Oh, no, I'm going after Yuri. Good. I was afraid that I was going to start a fight over there. Girls, if you excuse me. I'm sorry. They nod, excusing me from the performance. I walk out into the corridor. Oh man. Where did you go this time, Yuri? I walk for a bit and call out to Yuri, but there's no response. I feel really bad for her. Yuri even told me that she wasn't ready, but I didn't listen. It's all my fault. Well, not necessarily, but I have to find her. Since she's nowhere to be found on this floor, I instead head downstairs. As I head downstairs, I hear sobbing nearby. While peeking over the railing, I find Yuri sitting at the bottom of the stairs. It doesn't look like she's noticed me. I'm not sure how to approach this situation. This is way worse than the argument with Natsuki. I slowly walk down the set of stairs and sit down on the landing above Yuri. Sobbing. It pains me to see you like this. Yuri turns around. You're very smart, kind and talented, yet you are treated so poorly. I've always been treated this way. I'm just used to it now. Yuri, no one deserves to be treated the same you've been. It's just not right. I agree, but this is my reality. Remember when I told you that I eat lunch alone? That I only find comfort in the world of books? Well, it's true. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy company every now and then, but it's times like this when I wish I could just disappear. I could go and live in one of my books, maybe make up a story for myself, and nobody would know that I'm gone, or care to know for that matter. She buries her face in her hands again. Yuri, that's far from the truth. There are people who care about you. They're few and far between, though. It's been like this for most of my life, Mark. People don't normally converse with me because they think I'm weird. You're not weird, Yuri. You're unique. That's There's silence between us. Yuri doesn't look up. Yuri, you need to know something. Even if there were tons of people who neglect you, just know there are people that really do love you for who you are. We all have flaws, big and small. Some can't be fixed entirely, but they can be worked on. But the people who do love you will accept your flaws, and I'm one of those people. Yuri looks at me again. What? What are you saying, Mark? I move down to the same level as Yuri. What I'm saying is that the people who do care about you are the ones that matter the most. That guy in the class? Yuri nods. He's not someone that wants to see you grow. You shouldn't pay him or anyone who treats you like that any attention. The club cares deeply about you. I do too. Yeah, you just said that. I'm part of the club, smartass. Mark, that's so kind of you to say. I just can't comprehend this. How could someone like me ever win your affection? Simply put, you're a good person. I don't care what anyone else says. Nothing will change my mind about you, Yuri. In fact, there's something else I want to tell you. Yuri has a curious look on her face. I've only known you for a short amount of time, but you've changed my life in the past few days. You've taught me so much about literature. You've made me enjoy reading again. But you know what most of all? What? You make me happy when I spend time with you. Oh! Oh, I don't have an option? I have to say it? Okay. It's because It's because I told Sayori. Yeah, there. That's probably why. The diffuse situation. Yeah, accept. It's there. I said I love Yuri. There. And then there I only had one option because of Sayori, and then here I also have one option because of Sayori, I guess. Okay. I feel like it's a little bit too early for this, but okay. Triple dot. Yuri's having a hard time finishing her sentence. She starts tearing up again. They aren't, however, tears of sadness this time. I love you too, Mark. I've loved you since I met you. Okay. You're someone that lets me be me, and you don't even hate me for it. I could never hate you. I never even thought I was capable of love. After all, how can someone love you if you don't even love yourself? Well, I do. I'll even make you a promise. Whatever it takes, I'll help you with your struggles. I don't want you to be alone anymore. Yuri doesn't even answer. She simply hugs me. I return her embrace. As we hug, Yuri presses her face into my chest and cries into my shirt. We continue hugging. She looks me in the eyes. Mark? Yes, Yuri? Is this real? This isn't just my mind playing tricks on me. It's not that I don't want to believe you, it just seems too good to be true. This is real. I love you, Yuri. You mean so much to me. And as long as I'm here, I will never abandon you. Yuri's sobbing between sentences. You're the most thoughtful person I've ever known, Mark. I'll do everything I can to be the best girlfriend I can be. You're already the best in my eyes, and I understand that dating might be new to you, Yuri nods. It is for me too. So don't be afraid to take it slowly if that's what you want. We can take it at whatever pace suits you best. She looks up at me and smiles. Okay. We both slowly release each other. The moment ended faster than I would have liked. Yuri and I stare at each other in amazement. We both are a bit shocked by today's events. Even if this wasn't how we initially wanted our festival plans to go, we had a good time in the end. Wait a minute. What's wrong, Mark? I just realized we left the club performance. We should head back. You're right. I feel bad for dismissing myself without their approval. I'm sure they'll understand. They looked worried as she left. Come on, let's go. I start walking back, but I notice that Yuri hasn't moved. Yuri? Is something wrong? Well, no. I was just thinking. I see a lot of couples interact in certain ways. Some hug, some kiss. Right? What's Yuri trying to say? So, I was kind of hoping that we could, Yuri's twiddling her fingers. Maybe hold hands? Wait, what? Yuri wants to hold my hands? Oh, I also don't have a choice here. Hold our hands with an exclamation point. Sure, I'd love to. Yay! We both gently hold each other's hands. Yuri's hand is warm. I have a weird feeling in my stomach. Nevertheless, I really like it. It's a good feeling. When we resume our walk back to the club... Oh, when or then? Oh, we then resume our walk back to the club. Yeah, okay. We reach the club room and peek inside. Triple dot. All of the students are gone. Only the girls are left. I release Yuri's hand as we enter the room. And we enter the room. Now, we didn't really discuss this about how we approach this, but our relationship with the other girls at this point. But I guess the consensus that we sort of keep it secret from them for the time being and tell them when the time is right or something. All the girls look in our direction. I can tell they're really down about this whole situation. Hey guys. Hey. We all stay quiet for a moment. After all our hard work on the literature event, it only ended with us embarrassing ourselves. I can't foresee us getting members anytime soon, if any at all. Every fucking time, man. The festival is always shit. I mean, I can understand because you just want to keep the club small. But it does suck. Like, it's a bit of a, what's it called? Like, a poison chalice or whatever the correct phrase is. But it's like, yeah, you want the festival to go well, but on the other hand, I don't necessarily want any new members that we have to focus on. I just want the core group, us 5. But the only way but if you put on a phenomenal performance during the festival, then that would mean that, it would be very weird if nobody joins, right? So, it's a bit of a, it doesn't work either way. What an event this was. Defeated, Natsuki sits down in her desk. What happened after we left? Monika, did you cuss the guy out? The students continued to laugh until they got bored and left. Jesus! I felt like Monika would have just fucking shut that shit down. That guy was a jerk. How could he just say that? He ruined the event and made fun of our club. No, it was my fault. I left the class and ruined the performance. I'm sorry, everyone. No, Yuri, it wasn't your fault. I feel like I'm the one to blame. I pushed the festival on you guys and I shouldn't have. It was wrong of me to assume we could do this in just a few days. The decorations and cupcakes were great, but the poem reciting could have used some more practice. I seemed to put more emphasis on how we looked rather than how we performed. With that being said, I want to apologize to everyone. I failed you guys. I failed the club. Monika looks down, disappointed in herself. Silence. Hey, we shouldn't give up though. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. I wouldn't even say the festival was a total disaster. Sure, the event could have gone better, but we should keep moving forward. We'll always have opportunities like the festival again. As of right now, I'm happy with how the club is. I know you wanted more members, Monika, but I think the club has some really unique members. We may be small right now, but I'm sure people will start to recognize us one way or another. I think the quality of each member we have is far more important than the quantity. I guess you're right, Mark. And don't beat yourself up over this event. I still love it here, and no matter how many newcomers we get. I second that. I love it here too, Monika. I wouldn't switch clubs if I had the chance. Yeah, who cares what a few people say about us? Our club is awesome just the way it is. You guys really mean that? Absolutely. After all, we wouldn't be here if it were without your efforts, Monika. It was our decision to join, sure, but it was your passion that inspired us all. Aw, that's so sweet. I did like that. First of all, Monika just kind of like, well, yeah, I don't like that she blames herself, but it was very mature of her to be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have just pushed this onto you, all of you guys, like, I'm sorry. Then she sort of like starts to blame herself, like, it's all my fault, like, fuck me. Because she cares very deeply about the club, or at least, maybe in the wrong way, but she does care about the club. Like, she sort of got caught up in the idea, oh, but you have to present ourselves, we have to look awesome, instead of actually thinking about, oh, we need to make sure that my members are most comfortable with this. But then she was very downcast, and everybody like chipped in to cheer Monika up. That was very sweet. Okay, everyone. We will continue on like normal. As of right now, we'll keep the club's member count the way it is. And if we ever decide to have another event, we'll be prepared. Yeah! I'm in. You got it. Everyone's enthusiastic persona returned. Even if today's events didn't go as planned, we found a way to turn this into a positive experience. We'll just have to be prepared for this in the future and we'll be successful. A few hours have passed and the festival's about to end. We all thought it'd be nice to just spend the rest of the day together and not concern ourselves with the other events. Even if today's events didn't go as planned, I still think it turned out alright. That's like the third time you said that. We managed to bring the best out of a bad situation. Okay, everyone. I think we're all good for today. Despite today's event, I want to thank you all for putting in the effort. You guys are wonderful. Aw, thanks, Monika. No problem. You're welcome, Monika. Glad we could help. Happy to help. We'll meet tomorrow as well. No need to write a poem for tonight. See you guys tomorrow. As we pack our things, Yuri comes up to me. Hey, Mark. Ready to walk home? Yeah, let's go. Yay! Yuri walks up to us. See you tomorrow, Mark. See you later, Yuri. Yuri smiles out of excitement. I smile to myself as well. I can't wait to see her again. Fuck! Well, we never figured out what the inspirational quote was. Come on! I've been waiting since the very first time I played the original Doki Doki Literature Cup to get an answer to that, and nobody has fucking told me. Unless it was in Blue Skies and I've forgotten. Because I do remember we also had a festival event in Blue Skies, but I can't remember if they listed the quote there or not. Come on, at least tell me your idea of what the quote was going to be. So Yuri and I walk home and stop in front of her house. Today was pretty interesting, huh? Yeah, I'd say so. I'm sorry I stormed out of the class. That guy just really made me angry. I understand, Mark. I also agree he was being mean, but that's in the past. I forgive you, though. I was never mad to begin with. Thanks. Bye, Mark. So Yuri goes inside her house and I walk home. Oh, I thought she was gonna ask about Yuri. I walk inside my front door and set my bag down. I then walk upstairs to my bedroom. What a day. I decide to turn on the TV and watch a little anime. I didn't realize the time had passed so quickly. It's already nighttime. I check my watch. It reads 9:36 p.m. So much for just a little TV. I get dressed into my pajamas. I need to get some rest. Or no food? Okay. Act 2, Chapter 2, a cute couple. Alright. Yeah, that's fine by me, I guess. We'll just end it off. So, another disastrous festival. Fuck me, man. Another jerk making fun of Yuri, who is nervous as hell. I was 100% convinced Monica was going to lay into that guy while we were gone. But unfortunately, no. It's pretty insane that they just all sat there making fun of everyone, and the other girls just sort of like stood there like NPCs until they left. Like, Sayuri saying, oh, they all just laughed at us for like 15 minutes before they all got bored and left. Like, what? What? Monica just sat there and took that? Natsuki just sat there and took that? When they make fun of her club? I mean, she did already review it a little bit here at the end, but she's like, yeah, I love it in the club, but you know, Natsuki usually, like, she kind of doesn't really want to show all that stuff. She's like, oh, well, whatever, you know. Well, because you've seen it in the other things that she does, where she goes, like, completely apeshit when, I believe it's in Act 2, which is a bit out of character because, you know, it's Act 2. But still, it's still very sincere Natsuki, I feel like, where she freaks out when she has the idea that Yuri and Monica are sort of, like, ruining the club with the festival idea. It's like, if you want to ruin what we have, then fine by me. Or she says something like that, and then she runs away. And of course, the next day she has forgotten all about it because Monica deleted her memory. Because it's in Act 2 that happens, I believe. But yeah, so that's what I get from Natsuki, where she's like, she may pretend that she doesn't care about the club, or she'll be disinterested in events and stuff, like, ugh, do we have to do something for the festival? Kind of makes it come off as though you think, oh, she doesn't give a shit about the club. But no, it's the opposite. She cares about the club, but she wants it a specific way, or her way, or whatever you want to call it. Or she's afraid of a different version or a different vision from Monica. That she's like, yeah, I don't really agree with Monica's vision or whatever. So I kind of feel like that's the situation with Natsuki, where you're like, oh, normally she won't really admit that she loves the club, like, openly. She won't, like, step out and say, like, oh, I love the club and I care very much about it and it means a lot to me. Like, she will express it, but in different ways. And, you know, in the ways of being angry when things don't go right for the club, or when she feels like things are threatening the existence or the vibe of the club and stuff, you know? That's her way. That's her way of, like, showing how much the club means to her. But you may think, oh, she doesn't give a fuck, but no, she cares so much that when things are threatening it, she gets really pissed off. So, you know, it's kind of a reversal thing. So I kind of feel like, you know, if there's somebody in there that just openly mocks her safe space, because I think essentially that is the club for Natsuki and anyone, really. I feel like Natsuki would just fly off the handle at the guy. Like, Monica would need to, or Sayori would need to sort of restrain her from literally starting a fight. So just launching herself at the guy, start beating him up, even though she may not physically be able to actually take him on. She's just so filled with rage that he is mocking such a sacred sort of place for her, you know, that you would need Monica and or Sayori to physically restrain her, because she just like she got like a bull charging a piece of red cloth. Like she just flies off the handle just like that, because you're attacking something so personal to her. Like I feel like that's sort of like what Natsuki is, or like something that would be very much within her character, what she would do, you know, if there's some random douchebag that just gets in there and starts mocking, not just the club, but literally just making fun of Yuri, laughing at her, and then sort of bullying her out of the classroom, essentially. Like Yuri runs away crying and he's just laughing at it. I feel like Natsuki would just completely lose it. Absolutely lose it. She would just fly right off the handle, and like she wouldn't think about like whether maybe it's not a good idea to charge this guy who is like, I don't know how many how much taller than me, like maybe I should be a bit more no, Natsuki doesn't think about that shit. Like as soon as she sees that, she only sees red, and it's just like she goes Terminator mode. She sees the guy, nothing else, and she fucking just goes charges him and starts, I don't know, shouting him, maybe even punching him, not even thinking about whether he could or she could physically take him, yes or no. Like she doesn't care about, she just flies off the handle just like that, because the club means so much to her, because Yuri means so much to her. Well, you know, not in every instance. In some mods, the relationship between Yuri and Natsuki is not that phenomenal. Like in Blue Skies, they start off not really friends, just sort of like acquaintances that just happen to be in the same club. But, you know, at the end of Blue Skies, on the Yuri route, Yuri and Natsuki are great friends with each other. And especially in those types of scenarios, Natsuki would really fly off the handle at a guy like that, I feel like. Or even in the vanilla game, in Act 2, when Natsuki hands her poem to MC, where she's like, hey, I don't know how else to tell you this, but you need to keep an eye on Yuri, because Yuri is acting weird and she has never acted like this before, and I don't know what's going on. But Monika's being very dismissive, so I really hate her. So you're the only one that Yuri seems to listen to, and I don't want to talk to her because then she might become angry again, and I don't want that. I care for her, and I feel like she is in a bad place, so please check in on her. Like that was like... when I played Doki Doki for the first time, the vanilla game, I really didn't like Natsuki whatsoever. I thought she was really annoying and whatever. Like, I just didn't like her one single bit. But that opinion of her very much... I mean, I still didn't like her in the end, but like I had a ton more, like an absolute bucket load more respect for her after that Act 2 poem, where she tried to reach out to MC, but then Monika noticed it, and then as soon as, because Monika views it through MC essentially, so when Monika noticed it, she just, you know, snapped her fingers, and then Natsuki didn't have a face, and she's like, don't listen to what you just read, just forget that. Ignore Monika, ignore Yuri and me. We're too messed up. Just Monika, just Monika, just Monika, just Monika. You know, that wasn't actually Natsuki saying that. It was just Monika saying it through Natsuki. But that sort of reach out poem that she wrote secretly without Monika knowing, until Monika figured it out when she read it through, when MC read it at the same time, the player. That reaching out poem just gave me like an insane amount of respect for Natsuki. It's like, okay, there's a lot more to her there. Like, you know, and as the mods have gone on, I've slowly sort of like started to accept her as a friend. Like, I still don't see any like romantic interest in her, because again, she still looks like a child, so that makes me feel really weird. But I do have more of a friendship kind of like connection with her, like personally. Like if the girls were real, you know, like, and if I were in the literature club, like me myself, if I was in a literature club and those girls were real as well, like I could like, at first I was like, oh my god, I would just avoid the fuck out of Natsuki. She's so stupid, she's so annoying, she's so whatever. But in the meantime, all the mods that I've played, all the stories, all the things I've, and you know, also done some reflection on my own. Like, okay, yeah. In the meantime, I'm like, okay, I could definitely see myself caring for Natsuki in a friendship kind of way. Still, not a single ounce of romantic connection with her. in my opinion. Not an ounce, absolutely zero. But definitely friends, 100% now, which is way more than before. So definitely much. So yeah, I would feel like, all that said, I feel like Natsuki would fly off the handle with guys just said. I find that very weird that Sayuri just said, oh, they just sat there and joked about, made fun of us for 15 minutes and then got bored and left. Like, what? Natsuki didn't do anything? Really? Like, I don't believe it almost. Or that Monica didn't do anything. Like, Monica may be the most popular girl in class, but she would be very... I feel like she would like get angry at stuff like that as well and be very firm. Monica's sort of the mom of the group essentially in some of these mods where she's not self-aware. And I kind of do feel like that fits for her. So, if they made fun of her club or her children in that sense, her club members, I really feel like Monica would just would go Terminator mode, so to speak, just go completely, maybe not just like fully driven with emotion like Natsuki. I mean, it is driven by emotion because they hurt her in a sensitive place by making fun of the club and her club members. So it would be driven by emotion in that sense. But I don't think Monica would just like fly off the handle just very passionately like Natsuki would. I feel Monica would be a lot more cold and calculated. But, it is motivated by emotion, sure. But she wouldn't be emotional in her outburst, Natsuki would have an emotional outburst of it. She would go, oh, what the fuck are you doing? And then just launching herself at the guy. And he's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, and then get her off from me, dude. What the fuck? Like, stuff like that. But Monica would be, like, terrifying. If Monica is genuinely angry with you, I feel like that would be fucking terrifying. Even if she's not self-aware, I think that would be very terrifying. So I find it a bit hard to, like, that Sayuri didn't do anything to like, cuss them out or, like, usher them out of the room. I understand that. I can understand Sayuri not doing anything. But neither Monica or Natsuki doing anything that this guy, this douchebag, is making fun of Yuri and the club. I find it a bit hard to believe. But alright. And then we had a sweet heart-to-heart with Yuri on the staircase. And we didn't have a choice. I had to say I love you, and I had to hold her hands. I felt like the I love you was a little bit too early, but I was happy with the hand holding. Anyway, so that was it for Chapter 1 of Act 2. We'll be doing Chapter 2 of Act 2 in the next episode. See you later, Romans. Walete.